Welcome, people. Welcome to the News You Can Use podcast. As you know, I'm your host with the most, Big Surf God. And today, on the Big Surf God show, we will be talking about none other than Tory Lanez. Apparently, Tory Lanez was stabbed in jail. I don't really know the due diligence of what happened exactly. From my knowledge, it was between him and some Spanish dudes, some Mexicans. Some Mexicans stabbed him up at least 10 to 14 times in jail and prison out here in California, which is crazy. I don't know Tory Lanez to be a gang member, but I know it's a lot of racism in jail. So let's get to it. Right now, we're going to be reacting to Poetic Flacco. Shout out Poetic Flacco. Let's go.
Earlier today has started a race war in this Los Angeles prison, and we're going to explain everything. We got the entire detail. TMZ reported earlier today, a rep for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation confirms that Tory Lanez was attacked by another prisoner in a housing unit at California Correctional Institute in Tahacapahapi. What? Hey, bro, that's a name I never heard before, bro. All right, it's probably a good thing I never heard it. Around 7:20 in the morning, prison staff dashed to the scene and began administering first aid to Tory after calling 911. Tory was then rushed to a hospital off prison grounds to receive more treatment. The CDCR spokesperson did not disclose Tory's current condition. They was plotting on that boy and wanted Tory badly, bro. 7 a.m. in the morning, this when you getting out yourself for breakfast. So to poke this man up before you even had a full meal, before you done filled your belly up, doing this first thing in the morning shows, bro, this was on your mind all night. All night. Now, I was told this wasn't in the yard as people is reporting, and this wasn't in his cell. This was in a common area that this took place. Tory's team took to his Instagram to confirm he was indeed stabbed. They will say that Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torsos, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. This was a murder hit, bro. If you thought this was anything else than a murder, you're out of your mind, bro. They wanted this man out the paint. Right. They wanted this man gone. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. This wasn't over no gambling debt. This wasn't over all the other nonsense we've heard. This was something really serious. This was intentional. This was something that was to send a message, because Tory Lanez have been adapting to the prison life a little too well. And we're going to explain exactly what I mean by that. But first, let's hear from somebody directly at the prison who can confirm that the Mexicans were who stabbed Tory Lanez. Now, this audio comes from Spiderloak on YouTube. Spiderloak is a LAOG who was able to tap in with somebody directly from their prison. He recorded the conversation. People I tapped in with ain't want to be recorded. So I'm going to play you guys Spiderloak's recording, and then I'm going to break down exactly what I heard.
Oh, yeah, I hear you now.
What it do, cuz?
Yo, I hear you, bro.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Fight?
Shit, nothing much to look, right? This morning, brother, the Mex came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that. So, you know, that's gonna respond when we come off this shit. We're gonna respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down.
No, it happened in the building.
The response tell you how they are viewing this. They're not viewing this as an isolated incident, as an incident where somebody in Tory Lanez has some issues individually and things went how men handle it individually, and Tory Lanez caught the worst of it. That's not how they're viewing this at all. What happened was a sucker attack, an ambush, an attack from the back, not no man up stuff. And they don't view this as a one-off incident, as an isolated incident between Tory Lanez and a dude who don't like Tory Lanez. No, they see this as a strategic attack on the blacks. They see this as a race issue. And that dude just said, yo, we about to tear this place up. It's going to be an absolute race riot. It's a war going on right now. That's because Tory Lanez is an asset. And we're going to explain exactly what Tory Lanez have been doing that made Tory Lanez public enemy #1 to the Mexicans. Tory Lanez is seen as an asset. And just like any war, like if one country is about to attack another country, what they go for? They go for pivotal spots and pivotal assets first and strategic bombings. Tory Lanez is the strategic bomb. He's the asset to the blacks. And he's been an asset in more way than none. He's adapted the prison politics better than any celebrity I've ever seen, bro. He's entrenched in it right now. Also, Tory Lanez is Muslim. Well, he converted to Muslim. His Muslim name is like Amin Kabab, whatever. Yeah, he's Muslim now. So now those are another politics in the play. This is bad.
What was it over? It was over some. What he had did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. Shit, we don't even really know. We don't even know the whole situation, you know.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's gonna be up.
Yeah, it's for sure with some foul play.
Damn, cuz. Wasn't nobody right there with him when it happened? Wasn't nobody right there with him when it went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of necks. He on a whole tier full of necks.
Wow.
Because you already know, once we get off this shit, we press some play on. We press play.
I'm already knowing. God damn. You don't know if he's gonna be all right or not either.
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be all right there. He gonna pull through though.
Peep the word in here, foul play. When we get up out of here, because right now the prison is shut down, is a lockdown currently going on, but after that lockdown is up. But peep the word in, foul play, foul play, foul play. The only thing that you consider foul play is when you attack damn near an innocent man, or when you attack somebody because of their race and not because they did something to you personally, or you attack somebody strategically to take them out. I'm speaking in code right now because I want y'all to really follow along and get it, but I'm going to lay this all out perfectly. But don't go nowhere. Just keep watching. I'm going to lay this all out perfectly for you, and it's going to make sense by the end of this video.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here. I've been the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that nigga got railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that.
Yeah, they already fucked him over in his case, wrongfully in prison, and then he in there going through shit, getting stabbed up, damn near about to lose his life. It's crazy.
That's an innocent man in prison, bro.
Innocent man in prison, man. Crazy.
100%. How he been programming? He been programming cool.
Man, all he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago, it was a riot.
Yeah, I got.
Like 50 weeks.
You been straight though?
Yeah, it be cracking up here. Yeah, I've been straight. You know me, keeping my head up high. I got 4 months left.
Here's what's going on. Tory Lanez have been using his money for a lot of good in prison, but he's also been using his money to do a lot of underhanded things in prison. And those things just came back to get him. One instance of Tory Lanez using his money for good is Christmas of last year. Tory Lanez made sure everybody commissary was filled to the brim. If you ain't have commissary, you had commissary that week because Tory Lanez looked out for everybody. Everybody was eating good that week off of Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez have been using his money to really help the facility, really help the inmates. Tory also currently has the Hand of God initiative where he's helping inmates who's facing life or inmates with really long sentences who want to file an appeal, who need legal help filing an appeal. He's helping them file appeals to get back in front of a judge and hopefully get their cases overturned if they're completely innocent. So Tory Lanez is doing a lot of good, and he has really ingratiated himself with the people. People in jail, like specifically the black inmates, the Muslim inmates, they love Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is like a king in there. Tory has also been using his money for nefarious activities in prison. He's been moving like a Don Dada. He's been moving like an absolute pharaoh in prison. Nobody can see or touch Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is really like a kingpin in that bit, bruh. He's dropping bags on people. Anybody got an issue with Tory Lanez, bro? You got 100 dudes to go through before you can get to Tory Lanez, bro. I was told personally by somebody, bro, Tory Lanez is terrorizing that jail. Not really terrorizing the blacks because they all run together, bro. But if you look at Tory Lanez the wrong way, you might get done up. Like, not by Tory, just by somebody, who want to prove himself to Tory, bro. Like, look, that's how bad it is right now. And Tory Lanez been hiding the Kingpin. Tory Lanez has been rat about on multiple songs. About people if it comes to that. And I was told this ain't no rap cap. I was told this is really happening in real life behind the bars. In a recently released song with DDG that Tory Lanez recorded from behind prison using a jail phone, Tory Lanez actually rapped about some activities he's currently doing in prison, which is running the yard and putting bags on people and getting others to do his dirty work if people get out.
Sent me to prison and all that it taught me is that I had to stab the shit out you. Tommies and bunkers, the knives, the thumpers, the locking, the sockets, the crack the shit out you. I call a shot on the yard, you'll probably hit and cash out the shit out you. Standing on business and standing on business. J pay the killers to stand on the witness. COs are hating, they banning my business. They claiming they call me with hands on the titties.
There's one incident in particular I was told about where a dude owed Tory Lanez a gambling debt. Now, I don't know why Tory Lanez is in jail gambling, but he's gambling. I'm assuming to pass time. But here's the thing, bro. When somebody owe you money, like in a real world, you can probably say, bro, I'll let it go. I don't care. But in prison, bro, you cannot show weakness, and just letting a gambling debt go like that is showing weakness. So I was told Tory Lanez apparently had money owed to him by this dude. Dude was slow to pay up. Tory Lanez had some dudes jump the dude and beat him up, right? Tory Lanez put the bag up. And I'm not even saying he put the bag up like literally, because I'm sure these dudes would do anything for Tory Lanez behind bars, bro. But it feels like Tory Lanez got a crew of henchmen who is willing to do anything for Tory Lanez. Now, I was told that Tory Lanez have had some cross pathings with some Mexicans or cross paths with some Hispanics in there that ain't go well. And they're beginning to feel that Tory Lanez was having too much power in that jail, bro. They was beginning to feel like, Tory Lanez is bringing in cell phones, bringing in drugs, allegedly, bro. I don't know, allegedly, bro. All right, allegedly, bro. I don't know. Okay, I don't know, allegedly, bro. All right, but when you're a Mexican and you look at Tory Lanez and you think of it as a war going on, or let's say war is pending, and you look at Tory Lanez as a valuable asset because he's a multi-millionaire, he's able to bring in shanks, bring in drugs, right? Bring in resources, bring in certain things that's, that the blacks can use. And when you're a Mexican, you sit back and you look at that as, hold on, bro. Tory Lanez and us done had a couple run-ins that ain't go well. He's putting bags on people's heads in this jail. He's causing a lot of trouble. He's building up a lot of resources for the blacks. Something got to go. So some crash dummy. I was told, the dude who stabbed Tory Lanez, him and Tory Lanez ain't even really have no issues like that, to be honest. This was a targeted hit. This was strategic. 14 times, they're coming to kill you, bro. I was told this was strategic. This was to take out a valuable resources for the blacks in jail. Tory Lanez was just somebody who they thought was, if you take out Tory Lanez, that takes away a lot of the resources the blacks currently have. Right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Okay. Now, I will be doing an interview probably tonight or tomorrow with somebody who's actually in the same prison that Tory Lanez is currently at the same place. And he actually will give you guys the full scoop, because I can't really say certain things because I don't know if it's my place to say it, but this person will be able to give the full scoop. So look out for that, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out why Adam22 was super pissed and confronted Wack 100 for a Vlad TV interview he did. Click on this video right here to find out exactly what was done during the Vlad TV interview that had Adam so pissed that he confronted Wack 100. I'm going to see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
So that was a Poetic Flocko reacting to the situation. Let's get into it.
Nice. His album's out tomorrow. Salute to Snoop for joining us. Is it a crime?
Always a pleasure talking to Snoop Dogg,
Absolutely.
man. Now, Snoop Dogg is an icon living.
Yes.
He's like a walking memorial.
As far as hip hop is concerned, is he the biggest hip hop artist ever? Most recognizable?
Most famous?
The most famous, I should say, yeah.
People argue
Probably.
that. When
Yeah,
you
I
say
think
Walking
so.
Memorial, like, I remember, Charlamagne, you can't say that because you said it about Usher, and he was like, that's kind of like saying I'm dead. You cannot say that. A walking memorial?
I just think we got to, recognize, our legends while they're here because, in 20 years, 50 years, these people are gonna be like mythical figures. That's how I be feeling like when I hear stories about like Biggie and Pac, and you hear about like Angie Martinez and Sway
I feel like
stories
that about
having
Angie.
these conversations about Biggie and Pac. You're like, dang, you met Biggie and Pac. Like that's them now.
So say legend, don't say memorial until they
I feel
pass
like legend
away.
ain't strong enough for some of these guys.
Because they throwing it around, people throw it around too loosely.
Yeah, like I like Snoop is an icon living to me.
But he's definitely an icon.
Walking Memorial might be a bit much.
That's a fact, man. Snoop is definitely an icon.
Be a bit much.
Yeah,
But,
it's like a zombie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, famous. Snoop gotta be the most famous.
Yeah, I think
rapper.
he is.
Guy was just the mascot of the Olympics.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, well, let's get to the latest with Lauren.
So there's an update in the Tory Lanez stabbing situation. So I don't have an update on his health, but I do have an update on the attacker, the alleged attacker. So the person that is alleged to have stabbed Tory Lanez is a man who was serving a life sentence for a murder charge. And according to reports, this was not his first violent incident behind bars. The California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation Center told TMZ that Tory Lanez was allegedly attacked by a fellow inmate named Santino Casillo. This happened at 7:20 a.m. Monday morning.
So it was a Mexican dude. So if y'all don't know the politics in jail, Mexicans and blacks don't mix.
Monday morning
in California.
Monday morning in a housing unit at California Correctional Institution, CCI, which is where Tory is being housed. And from all reports, they said that prison staff responded immediately. I told you guys that I found out that after they responded and they were trying to help him, he was then airlifted to the hospital where they found out that he was stabbed 14 times.
What's his name again?
His name is Santino Casillo.
Yes!
What I tell you?
Race it
We ain't got to
is!
guess. What I tell y'all?
You Mexican?
What I tell y'all? I told y'all when there is a stabbing multiple times and you have been stabbed over 5 times,
In
it's
jail.
a Mexican. In prison, it is a Mexican.
Okay, let's tell the whole story. Tory Lanez DM just hilarious singing. Just told Chris, and Chris called one of his cousins.
You stop that.
Do
People
not
don't believe
ever
that.
try to put that on my husband.
Oh.
And no, he is not full Mexican, so this is not his cousin.
Oh.
He's black. He's
Why would he throw that your way?
I don't know.
Well,
But I told y'all.
Casillo, no relation to your Chris.
No.
Has been placed in a restrictive housing pending investigation because police are looking into this. And he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole for second-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder, personal use of a dangerous or deadly weapon, and inflicting great bodily injury. So he ain't going nowhere.
And didn't he do this before?
Yes.
Well, yes, he did a couple things.
That's why they shouldn't have a general population.
prison.
Because if I'm doing, how much time Tory got? 19 years, something like that?
Yeah, like 19 years.
You can't have me around these people that's doing life and don't got nothing else to live for. They just could be jealous, envious, hateful. Like,
but I'm sure
this Tory's first offense. Why do they have him on a high level prison anyway?
But I'm sure he had the option to stay in protective custody PC, and he didn't want to.
Well, put me in PC.
The fact that the thing that Jess is talking about is there was a point in prison where Casillo was sentenced to an additional 6 years for assaulting a prisoner with a deadly weapon.
See? Crazy.
Sound like he should have been deported a long time ago.
Exactly.
But we don't know
El Salvador.
Well,
Even if his ass is here legally, like
he might be legal here. That's what I'm saying.
Stand people up like that.
He might be legal, but if he's legal, where you gonna send him?
You know what, though, long before the deportation, I used to always say there should be a world star island for certain people. Like certain people, you just got to take them, ship them off. Yes, man. And I've been saying this for years.
Tory Lanez.
It ain't got nothing to do with race or ethnicity. This is about behavior.
Yeah.
Okay?
Tory Lanez, his legal team, following this happening, they're now holding a press conference. The press conference will take place today, the 14th at 10 a.m. for all press. And they said that they have some new exculpatory evidence that will talk about how his justice was violated in the case that he's currently locked up for, the Megan Thee Stallion case. And
I don't
right
even
now,
know what that means. What's that word you just said?
It's exculpatory. So basically,
what the hell is that? I don't even know what that means.
It's evidence that it's new findings that they found that show light, that bring light on something. Like you're like uncovering something. They basically are saying that they have new. They've been fighting for his
it says show or declare that someone is not guilty of wrongdoing.
They're bringing light to the fact that they're saying that he is innocent, which they've been saying, but they're saying that they have new evidence now or new things now that they want to reveal. And right now, more than ever, because of what just happened to him, it's important that they reveal it because they need to get him home.
Okay.
So that's update. And I did ask for update on his health, so hopefully we'll have that. Just checking in on him, seeing how he's doing.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna give us Diddy?
I don't have the time now. I got to bring him back in the next hour.
You want Diddy so
Yes,
bad.
you ain't gonna
You
give
heard
us
about them
Diddy.
semen recipes. You want to hit more of them.
God damn.
What else did he put that glaze? That's what you want to
We
know.
walking right into
I
it.
just wanted to hear the stories. That's all.
I got some more stories. When we come back, Cassie watched the video of her being attacked by Puff in the open courtroom, and she told us all about what led up to that.
Damn.
And for the first time, I think we had a bit more context from her point of view, anyway, of what went down.
I need to go back and listen to what was the Biggie record when he said "sexing me while your man masturbates." Diddy got an ad lib right after Biggie says that, and I need to hear what Diddy says. It's an ad lib right after Biggie says that. I need to hear what Diddy says.
I can tell you what it is. Okay.
That's not. No, it's not Nasty Boy sexy. Is that one more chance?
No. That one more chance. Just say do it. And I can do it.
There's one more chance.
Just say the line.
Sexing me while your man masturbates.
Woo! Is it woo?
Boy, you couldn't wait. Boy, you couldn't wait. You know what? I know you want them
I
tapes.
just sent you
I know you want them
I
tapes.
just sent him a meme yesterday.
I know you want them tapes.
I sent him a meme yesterday when Charles Barkley said,
No,
"Woo!"
I
I think saw.
Give me somebody,
Oh
please.
my
Give
God.
me a tape
Man,
with envy. I
masterpiece.
know you want them tapes.
It's the
I just want to hear the ad lib.
I'm trying to find it.
Sexing me while
We'll
your
find
man masturbates.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That
I have that for you
woo.
when we come
I
back.
just sent you something like that yesterday.
You know
I
what?
told you, you did
set myself
exactly
up.
what Charles Barkley did when he saw Russell Westbrook walking there with no shirt on. He said, "Whoa!" And he did the same thing.
Nature Boy
Just
Big
now.
Flair.
You kinky. You know what? I'm not talking Diddy with you no more.
Crazy.
We got
These niggas is too much.
Donkey today up next.
Yes, we do.
That's the Breakfast Club.
Oh my God.
You're checking out the Breakfast.
Shout out the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. Just hilarious. Let's go.
More and more information on that Mexican that poked up Tory Lanez have been released, and I've been doing my homework on everything going on. So I'm gonna definitely need y'all to hit that like button. We need a quick 500 likes. But when I dropped my last video, Wack 100 mentioned that 1090 Jake didn't know what he was talking about. And from the looks of it, he just probably got some bad secondhand information because 1090 Jake wasn't all the way correct on what he was talking about.
Tory Lanez apparently just got hit up in the California state prison he's in. According to multiple sources, including a corrections officer, Tory was walking the yard at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi when he was attacked by another inmate, and it was so severe, he had to be rushed to a nearby hospital that wasn't really nearby. It was in Bakersfield, an hour away. Because of the distance, it's likely that he was life-flighted, and if you've ever been to prison, you know how serious it is when the helicopter touches down. There's a risk that the person even makes it. Now, pretty much no details have been released, but that also means something in itself. This is California. If another race did it, there would have been a race riot, so it's likely that whoever did this was inside Tory's inner circle and will most likely face it.
By now, it was a Mexican by the name of Senito Casio, who was a person that allegedly poked up Tory Lanez. And from the looks of it, Tory Lanez's house in a tier with a bunch of Mexicans, and just a few months ago, while he was on a video visit recording a verse for his new album, a riot popped off, and he was seen being maced, and then the guard was seen locking down the facility.
Hey, I can't say I'm the same from last year. You can see the pain inside my eyes and I can't mask it. We was cutting metal off the bunk so we could stash it. 500 on his Zella, make him do gymnastics. See, y'all, he got backflip. Crying in the cell so many nights that I got trapped in. I love to hear it in the morning and I got trapped in. 50 guns in the morning I got trapped in.
That's crazy, bro.
It's looking like Tory Lanez's house in a pretty active prison. Some calling it a SNY yard, some calling it a 50-50 yard. But regardless of it all, it's definitely going down. So this dude, Senito Casio, is grimy. And Wack 100 revealed more backstory on this dude. And from the sound of it, bruh, it's no good. He talked about Senito pressing Tory Lanez with 2 knives. And then he talked about his previous charges. And in my opinion, it sounds like the Mexicans may have put out a hit on Tory Lanez.
That's the content up top on the Tory. What he in jail for? He 13-year-old chick. Lancaster somewhere too.
Oh wow. Yeah, I seen that.
Slaying 13-year-old. June 12, 2002, the boyfriend of a 13-year-old girl who was found shot to death early Sunday in an apartment the two shared in Lancaster is being sought for her slaying, authorities said Tuesday. Santino Sonny Casio, a 20-year-old parolee, allegedly shot Evelyn Brenda, whatever her last name is, in the head following an argument late Sunday night, said LA County Sheriff Sergeant Rick Myers. Police believe Cadejas, whatever her name is, I can't see, ran away from home in Palmdale and moved into a duplex apartment on the 1100 block of West Avenue H14 with Casio in April. We didn't know where she was staying, said her cousins, Robert Mendez, 19. She would call just to let us know that she was all right. The last time the family heard from her was Mother's Day, Mendez said. Casio was described as a 5'9", weighing 190 pounds, with a shaved head and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a paw print on the back of his head and tattoo horns at the front of his hairline, said Lieutenant Dan Rosenberg, the Sheriff Homicide Bureau. He is currently on parole from CYA for burglary, Rosenberg said. How could this happen to a 13-year-old girl? Said her brother, 26 years old, who declined to give his first name. She's my baby sister. We're trying to do everything we can do to make sure that this person is caught and justice is served. Anyone asked to contact the homicide sheriff. So he caught a body in 02. Now this, how old is what they say? And this is been 23 years. Did they give his age in the last? They say he was like 42 or something. Let me see, 42 minus 23. If he is 42 now, that means he was like 19, 20, 10-year-old. So that's where the PC move come from right there. When they read that paperwork. So that's why he PC'd up. He was living in Lancaster. CYA, baby. He's a career criminal. He would.
Like he was sent more and more now.
Yeah, for real. That's what it sound like. You want to make good, handle his business.
Get some disrespect somewhere?
Nah. Tory ain't got no paths crossed. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Tory didn't even have a celly.
Okay, bro, hear me out. Scenario, right? All right. So, power play. You got him with a check, right? He feeding the opposition. He feeding them good too. They getting it all. How we stop that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. I ain't never seen them worry about. I ain't never seen no shit. Worry about how they was feeding their people, and they ain't never worried about how we was feeding ours. But even with that, just powwowing with the homies, I just had 5 line. Every double better right there. We talking. I'm like, bro, try to make sense of this. He said, what? 2 things don't make sense. 1 is 7 in the morning. It's child time. That's right. He said, what he doing going to breakfast? I said, you right. He said, 2, in order for dude to hit him 14 times, I said, I didn't thought about it. He was double strapped. Had to be it. He said, yeah, but where everybody else at? He said, so did everybody know but Tory? He said, the sum ain't adding up. he said, if Tory yard helping fields and looking out for whatever building he is in is benefiting more than the yard. Said you right. He said, where everybody else at? He said, surely the blacks ain't gonna allow Tory to be on the. He said, actually, I already know how it go. Black, white, Hispanic, black, white, Hispanic. That's how the sales gonna go. So when they release him, it's gonna be at least 10 to is on that. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4. He said he's gonna have 8 to 12 blacks on the row, on that row. That's if they ain't racked the whole top and bottom. So he like, well, where everybody else was at when this was happening? He said, we know how the stab rooms happen. He said he must have balled up. He said, which makes sense because he ain't got no training with dealing with that type of combat. You know what I'm saying? He said, for 7 times in the back, 2 to the back of the head, 4 to the upper torso, 1 in the face. I said he double strapped. He got a knife in each hand. He said, I'm tied around his wrist so he can't drop him. So every swing is a hit. So you hit him, he fall, you get on top of him. Hit, he turn. Upper torso, hit. He throw the arms up on him. Face, head. So we kind of figure out how that worked, but it's like, he definitely was, because it's a 50-50 yards.
So they did this on a PC yard.
Because it's a 50-50 yard, so it's kind of like, well, all the essays, they going to say they're all bad anyway. Ain't nobody good on this turn. But you could be right. I mean, it could be itself to be known for killing Tory Lanez. It could be that.
A question, didn't you say that he was a what was it, like a put off or something you called it yesterday?
No, he was a 13-year-old, so he automatically a PC off the rip.
Okay, so that's why I'm like, did he do that to try to get his status back? Because this is just beyond like where the
That's what I'm saying. They can use people like that, or again, and just be burnt out.
Crazy. But yeah, that's the Tory Lanez update, man.
Suspect has been identified tonight in the prison stabbing of former hip-hop star Tory Lanez, according to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation.
Now, as always, like I told y'all, I will be coming back with an update for the Tory Lanez situation, and there has been updates. Now, for everybody who's already familiar with what's going on with Tory Lanez, go ahead and fast forward 2 minutes into this. But for the people who's not familiar, let me just give you a brief synopsis. Now, on May 12th of this year, Tory Lanez, legal name Day Star Peterson, was stabbed 14 times by fellow inmate Santino Casillo at the California Correctional Institute in Tehachapi. The attack occurred around 7:20 a.m. in a housing
Tehachapi, California
unit. Lanez sustained stab wounds to his back, torso, head, and face, resulting in both lungs being collapsed. He was transported to the hospital in Bakersfield, where he was placed on a breathing apparatus. And according to the news updates at this time, they are saying that the yard that Tory Lanez was actually lifted off of was a 50-50 special needs yard. Now, y'all were able to hear the attacker's name, whose name is Santino Casillo. And man, oh man, let me tell you, dog, he a 42-year-old inmate is serving a life sentence for second-degree murder and an attempted murder in 2004. Now, Casillo has a history of these violent outbreaks inside of prison, including assaults and possessions of weapons while incarcerated. Now, as it is being reported right now, this inmate has been placed on restricted housing, bro, pending an investigation by the Prison Investigate Service Unit and as well as the Kern County District Attorney's Office. Now, a lot of rumors have been speculating around the internet as to why this has happened. And a lot of people feel as though Tory Lanez will be returning back to the same prison, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Once you get airlifted off of a prison yard, it's rare that they send you back. Now, like I said, a lot of people were saying he was on a 50-50 yard. Shout out to Hoodie for the hood, bro. We finna play that clip. But like I said, they're saying that this crazy reason is why Tory Lanez got poked up. So y'all might want to stick around because one of these essays out in LA is standing firm that this is the real reason why Tory Lanez got poked up. But first, let's get off into Hoodie Hood from the hood, man, and see what he had to say about Tory Lanez and like the yard and all of the things like that.
What's happening with the Hillam gang? Hey, check it out. I got a real quick question, and I need some answers. Due to the events that happened yesterday with Tory Lanez, I didn't see too many people asking the question, is he SNY? Or on the 50-50 yard, whatever the case is. Tehachapi is a place that has been known for having a lot of bad yards, and within the past decade plus, having all bad yards. Now, I was chopping up with the homie, and he was saying that Tory Lanez been, I think he dropped a project since he been locked up, and he was basically saying he on the main line with the gang members and all this. And I don't know about that, homie. Like, something ain't been sitting right with me with this whole Tehachapi thing since yesterday. And I understand they flip yards all the time, but one thing we haven't been seeing with the rise of a lot of SNYs is them flipping SNY yards and making them GP. They flipping a lot of GP yards and making them SNY. I can't tell you the last time they flipped a SNY yard and made it a GP yard. I went through there in 2013. I had left Chino, and then we was going to Wasco to have a layover, and we stopped in Tehachapi to pick some people up. We was all on the bus. A few individuals came on. They were put inside of the cages. Y'all know what that means. Then they opened up the back part where we was at, and the essay came back there. Maybe two of them. And everybody kind of looking, because we know Tehachapi is like, it's 2013. So the essay like, where y'all come from? One of the essays asked the essay, and he like, I just came from the shoe. And they like, oh, all right. He like, yeah, the shoe is the only spot where you could go. You know what I mean? Everything else, all 5 of the yards is bad. And he happened to be an essay from up north. So only thing that I've known about Tehachapi, and that was in 2013. I'm not talking about prior to that. Some people might be like, oh, I was there in 01 and all this. Now we talking about from 2013 up until, because I can't tell you the last time I heard of any homies or anybody being at Tehachapi. Now, I hear a lot of people say that some level 3 yards are 50-50, with the exception of, I don't know if it's CMC East or CMC West or one of them places. I don't know too many other places where you a level 3 and it's a 50-50 yard. If y'all know some, let me know in the comments. But I feel like if there was another place, Tehachapi would be that kind of place. Just the whole thing of how it took place. And it's like, where was all the blacks at? How did this happen with no retaliation? Like, where was everybody else at when this happened? Then you got dudes jumping on the phone saying what they're gonna do when they get off lockdown. I just look at the situation. I don't know if that was last year or the year before, when the older dude, Papa C, out of Dago from West Coast, did what he did, and they got on him when he got to Salinas, and he was able to go and alert the other blacks, and then it went up, and then they came out and it went up again. That's Salinas mainline level 4. There was nobody on the phone talking about what's gonna happen or giving interviews about what happened. Now I understand this dude is a celebrity, so he's more of a topic, but it's a lot of prison channels and whatnot that have connections, and it was happening. Nobody did an interview. Nobody let it be known what was gonna happen. They just came out and got cracking, and that's how it's supposed to be. So it's just something about this whole Tehachapi thing to me that don't sound like general population. The fact that an SA just went and did that, and let's be completely honest with you, the SAs don't consider the SAs on 50-50 yards any good or a part of their faction anymore. They look at them like it's over with. You shouldn't have went there. What Braves be saying? You shouldn't have did it. That's how they look at it. So I don't think anybody on a GP yard is even worried about what's going on over there. Like I said, I could be wrong. Unless they recently flipped that yard, I don't see them randomly having a GP yard in a prison that's all the rest of the yards is bad. Most 50-50 yards are level 1s and level 2s dorm living. But like I said, there is a few I'm hearing, and maybe this is one of them, but even still, you're not politicking like that on 50-50 yards, because you have half the people that got no smut on their name and half the people that got weird charges and smut on their name. So if you was politicking like that, it wouldn't be a 50-50 yard, because you would be checking the people with bad paperwork. So I don't see it being a race riot when y'all not politicking like that. Unless, once again, unless they just randomly got this GP yard in this week.
That's crazy. We're gonna end this. We almost had an hour. You are tuned in to the News Reviews. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video, and we will do a part 2.